How you doing? I'm Stan, your history man, and today I'm going to be bringing to you an exciting video. And before I actually start on the video, I'd like to say a few words real quick. Give you a little bit about my background. I've been studying genealogy for over 20 years now. I have over 10,000 family members on my family tree. I'm presently working on a project to put the Reuben Gay house, a house that was built by a former slave, on the national list of historic homes and buildings. Reuben Gay was one of my ancestors, and the house is over 130 years old. So we're working on putting that house on the National Register of Historic Homes, along with Georgia State University. And I'm going to say this initially, if you really like this video, please subscribe to my station and also give me a thumbs up. I'm going to get into the video right now. I'm going to be talking about the 10 easy tips for researching your family history. And I'm going to start with number 1, explore what's available for free. Now, I often talk to a lot of people and they say, well, I want to research my family history, but I can't afford to pay for a prescription to Ancestry. Okay, first of all, if you live close to a library and you want to use Ancestry, I live in Clayton County, Georgia, and I'm on the Clayton County library system. And this can let me know exactly what all the libraries at. The genealogy department is in the headquarters library in Clayton County. And they have a room in the back of the library dedicated to nothing but genealogy. You can get on and use all of the programs. You can use genealogy, family tree. It's just a lot of sites like MyHeritage and newspaper.com. It's just a lot of sites that you can use for free. They have subscriptions to most of the top genealogy sites. And they also have a trained genealogist back there who can also assist you and help you. And it's all free. So that's one of the best places you can start. That's one of the places I started at, because if sometimes you just initially you don't know how to use the program, they can aid and assist you and show you how to use each one of those programs, and that's free. Okay, so look for free places initially, at least till you learn what you're doing. It was about 3 or 4 years before I finally got me a subscription to some of the top sites. But I used a lot of the free stuff. And I'm going to get into a lot more in the next video. I don't have time to really get into a lot of that. Create or upload your family tree. Okay. Now, first of all, I'm going to just talk about creating your family tree. First of all, what you can do is go ahead and you can download a family tree off the internet and fill out all the information on the family tree that you can. That's creating your tree. I remember I didn't want to create a family tree because I didn't know anything about my family. And then I said, you know what? I don't know anything about my family. Why should I waste time creating a family tree? I won't have much on it. Then I got to thinking I at least know my mom and dad and my grandparents. So I put them on my family tree. And basically, I actually started from there because I had something to look at every day. And then I had to try and figure out who my grandparents' parents were, who my great-grandparents were. So that's why it's important to go ahead and just start putting anything down on there. Then you'll know what you need to look for. And then after you do decide to get a subscription, go ahead and put your family tree online, upload it. If you go with Ancestry. Then they have trees on here. And you can see these are all of my family trees right here. So I uploaded my trees to here. And then a lot of times this website will help you to find your family. Like this is my tree just popped up. It'll help you to find your family because it has a little leaf on it, and these have leaves. So you click on there, and that might be information on your family members and stuff like that. So that's a good thing about Ancestry. It kind of helps you to do the work. And follow the hints. And then if you do have Ancestry, you can just easily follow the hints. Like I said, they give you a leaf. And you can click on the leaf. And then it says 7 Ancestry hints. So I'll click on that. And I see what these, and I go through and I check out the hints. Some of these things I already have on my tree already, but I'll just look for something that I don't have on my tree. So I follow the hints. They also give you a chance to review the hints, and you can review your hints, and that'll give you the information where you can say yes, no, maybe, yes, this is the person I'm looking for. This is the information that I need. And if it's yes, then you can click on that, and that'll basically give you additional information and give you a side-by-side comparison, so you'll know whether or not you have all of that information on your family tree. Next is perform a global search, and basically what they mean is look for your relatives in another country. If you can find your relatives, a lot of times you can find your relatives in another country if you follow their last name and stuff. Some people can trace their relatives back to the time that they came over to Ellis Island. Then you can find out what country your relatives are from, and then you can just follow that trail and do research in that particular country. Now, African Americans, they came over under different circumstances, so it's extremely difficult for them to do that. You can use DNA, and DNA can aid you a little bit, but it's almost impossible to trace your family back to another country. It's not impossible. I say almost impossible. Because most of the African American last names will actually change. Although some people have been able to do it, but it's a rarity. And then if you use an Ancestry, you can always search, or any of the major search sites. You can search by categories. And right here I have Family Search, and I like this one. This is my number one, and I advise everybody to get on this. It's free. You can either get on it for free, but you can search by different categories and stuff. If you just want to search death records, if you want to search census or whatever, you can. You can put in the category that you're actually wanting to search, and kind of look for the information that you want. Like on this one right here, it has collection, it's birthplace, birth year, marriage place. You can search by any of these categories right here. And you can click on collections, and it'll give you a list of census and everything. New York census, 1905. And you can kind of narrow it down that way. You can also do the same thing on Ancestry. And this is another one of my site, My Heritage. And My Heritage is free to a certain extent. You can use this one, but you can't put no more than 400 or 500 people on your tree. Like my tree, it says I have 2 family trees, and I have 1,793 people on my tree, and I exceeded the basic plan, so I have to upgrade. Now, the only thing I don't like about this is, for instance, they want you to pay for a year's prescription, while Ancestry, you can pay by the month. So that's one of the reasons why I use Ancestry. Explore other people's family tree, especially with Ancestry. You can explore other people's family tree, and you can do a comparison and find out if sometimes they have things on their tree that you don't have, and you can go through and add. It's easy to add it to your tree, and they'll give you a comparison and everything. Like this is a family tree right here, so I can review this tree. My computer's operating a little slow. And this is the Clifton family tree. So I'm reviewing their tree, and I'm going to see if anything different on their tree that's on mine. So I'm comparing them side by side. Let me just click on it, and I'm going to just click on this one so I can compare it side by side. Okay, so there we go. I'm on their tree, and I'm seeing what all they have on their tree and what I don't have on my tree. And Ancestry allow me to add what I don't have from my tree to their tree. I mean, from their tree to my tree. I can do it that way. So that's a good thing to have. And like, for instance, it's highlighted in yellow. So this let me know that the Howell Crossroad, Cherokee County, Alabama, that the birth record is more complete than what mine is, so I could add that onto mine, and I can have a complete address also. So I'm not going to get into all of that. I'll get into it in details a little bit later on. And the next one is connect with cousins. That's not as difficult as it may sound. A lot of times I've been able to find a lot of cousins on Facebook, and a lot of people may not think as Facebook as being a genealogy research site, but really it is. I'm going to tell you, for instance, I was looking for a family named Lawrence. So I just went on Facebook and put in Lawrence, and a bunch of names popped up. And I said, okay, then I know the family I'm looking for. I think they live somewhere in Ohio. So basically, I sent a friend request to a couple of people and asked them did they have any relatives from Alabama. And one got back with me right away and says, yes, I have relatives from Cherokee County, Alabama. And then I said, well, probably cousins, because I'm from Cherokee County, Alabama. So I sent them some names of some of my relatives, and they sent me some names of their relatives, and sure enough, we had some of the same relatives. So that's how I found one of my cousins. They had information that I didn't have, and I had a lot of information that they didn't have. So we kind of exchanged information, and I added a lot of new family members and stuff, and we became Facebook friends. So we stay in touch even to this day. So it's not impossible to find cousins now. Find ancestors in the news. So you can go to newspaper.com. You can put the person name in there, and you can put the city and everything where you think the person was from, and you can find out whether or not they're in the news. I just recently done this, and I found that one of my relatives had won this big award for farming in Fayetteville, Georgia. She was voted the top farmer of the year in that particular county. And her husband had died, the newspaper article said. So her and her kids actually wind up buying additional land, and they was able to pay for the land in about 3 years. So I guess they worked exceptionally hard, and they said they had the help of the community and other family members. So she done extremely well by her family, although her husband had got killed in an accident. And so that was a great article for me to find. So you never know what type of information out there on your family. And looking at the message boards. Okay, if you go back to especially Ancestry, then they do have a message board. And you can look on the message board, because a lot of time people are researching the same family that you're researching, and they'll put a message on there, and you can go through and read the message board and just see who they're actually looking for, and I'll see if there's any information on any of your family members. And most people leave a contact, so you can contact them, and that's a good way of actually finding out additional information on your family. Save your finds. Okay, on some of these sites, they do have what they have what they call a shoebox, where you can put your information in the shoebox. Either sometime you can save it to your tree. But one of the best things I can tell you from personal experience, before the cloud and stuff, all of that was out, my computer crashed on me, and I just lost the whole kind of research information. So I started printing everything out and labeling them and putting them in folders. I mean, all of this fancy technology is good, but you never know when something may happen. So kind of print your information out and get your folder and start putting it in there. I have a lot of friends that have so many folders, but you can get them really cheap. You can go to your nearest Goodwill, or your nearest thrift store, and find folders for like 10 cents a piece, and just load those folders up with information, because it's always good to have that print out. Yeah, they can be lost or destroyed sometimes, just like anything else, but still it's an additional backup. What I do is I label mine, and I buy crates, and I just put them in crates. So in case something happened, I can just grab my crates and run out the door if something happened to my house or whatever. And I'm not worried about my furniture, clothes, and all that stuff, but I'm seriously worried about my research information. So those are ways that you can save your information. And you may do like me. One of these days I wrote a book on my family. So if you like this video, like I said, subscribe to my station. I'm going to be bringing to you a lot of exciting videos. I'm going to be talking about a lot of stuff that you don't have to pay a lot of money to research. And I'm just going to give you a lot of information. I'm going to help you to break down a lot of brick walls. A lot of people get to a brick wall and then they don't know what to do. I've been able to research my family back to the 1600s, and I had to break through a lot of walls. So this is Stay in Your History Man, signing off for now. Remember, if you like what you saw, give me a thumbs up. If you really like what you saw, subscribe to my station and tell your friends about me. And stay tuned for some other exciting videos.